All right, welcome back into another Dragon Ball Supercard game video, and it's been a minute, so sorry about that. Been a little bit busy traveling to a good amount of places, and I am back in time because now we have a lot of testing to do and a lot of deck profiles to do because the anniversary box set has now been pretty much fully revealed, even with all of the new SCRs. They have been reprinted and they've showed videos, which is cool. I would probably show it here unless I get copyright striked by either one sounds bad, to be honest, by Bandai. Either way, we have less than 2 weeks until the official release for the special anniversary box. And if you are uninitiated, here's what that looks like. And you can always go into the Dragon Ball Supercard game website, scroll down into the products and expansions, and you can find out all of the information that you need. Of course, pretty much all of the previous anniversary boxes have boosted different archetypes and as well as introduce a new archetype, which again, we had Agents of Destruction, we had Toa, and I do believe Rainbow Bardock. And I wanted to go through pretty much all of the good ones, the top 5 ones that you really should not overlook or sleep on. And of course, you can see all of the comparisons to the secret rares, the booster pack, I guess, and some errata stuff, which we haven't seen as far as the reprint erratas, as far as I know anyway. And first up, I haven't really said this in a video before, maybe I have, or maybe a live stream, but Vegito, the red Vegito leader, has finally actually had some good support, and it's crazy because it's been, I don't know, 2 or 3 years, 4 years maybe even since he came out, and every single year Vegito fans and people, the fans of the game, just have been waiting for something good to come out. And I think Bandai really hit the nail when it comes down to these 2 cards. And yes, I'm counting these 2 cards as one because it is pretty much one archetype. The first one is the new Z Awakened Leader, SSB Vegito, a new look. And basically what this is 1 energy, you get a double strike leader, permanent that is, for 1 Z energy, which is nuts because you can do it pretty much at any point. So it's pretty funny. The permanent still is the same as the previous permanent, where all your Son, Goku, and Vegeta are treated red, blue, and green. You just have to fill in the yellow if you really wanted to. And the activate main, both activate mains are kind of broken. The first one says if you have 3 more energy, you can play a 8-cost Vegito from your hand on top of a Z battle card that is Vegito, which is the other card that comes out of this anniversary set. The second activate main says you can place 1 card at the bottom of the deck, which is really good, by the way, because the old previous anniversary red Vegito that you fusion and then draw 2 on the fusion, that plays something from the deck, which is a 7 or less, like the Hyper Rush Vegito card. That is really good because now you can filter out through your deck and you can get rid of the cards that you really don't need from there. So you draw 2 and then you return something ignoring barrier, which is just unheard of as far as a free mechanic in red. And red kind of didn't really need anything right now. Like it is really interesting to see red Vegito and all these red decks since red U7 Goku get all of the support and like really strong archetypes. I think this timing was a little weird, but whoever's designing red right now definitely is in the driver's seat. A green card, which kind of goes into the other Vegito. I think you can play Vegito, you can't play this card as far as the activate main in the green Vegito, but this is green for whatever reason, so that's cool, I guess. It has deflect, which is great. It is a 1-cost 1 Z energy, which is phenomenal. That is one of the best things you can have in a Z battle card. Auto is looking at the top 7. You get a Vegito from your deck. It could be any of them, which is crazy. You can search out the boy, the secret rare, or any of the other 8 costs or 7 costs, or even the anniversary red Vegito that I mentioned before. So basically the combo becomes you Z Awaken, you play the 1-drop, you can use the activate main to bottom deck a card if you really want to first, But then you search out the top 7 for Vegito, and then you play on top of it with the leader. And because if you have 3 or more energy, with the 3 or more colors in your Z energy area, which all areas obviously with the red Vegito counts Z energy as another area, it gains barrier. So it's deflect, barrier, and you get to play a drop on top. The activate main is broken because now your red Vegito on turn 1 or turn 2, preferably turn 2 to turn 3, basically, you get to flip it over if you have 2 or more energy and then draw 2 cards. So basically you just get to awaken at any point. These 2 cards really make the red Vegito deck playable. I almost want to say it's close to tier 1 after playing it so many times, but I also think it's clunky, so it's probably going to be knocked down from there. I think the shock value when it comes out in real life, when people start playing it, it is definitely going to feel like a tier 1 deck because you're just playing just huge threats and just unfair cards early on. But then you start bricking, or then you start being a little clunky, and then you have to reevaluate what you want to have in that deck to make sure you don't end up that way. But so far in testing has been really good, and if you ask anybody who has been playing the deck or played against it, they will probably agree with me. Next up is the Sun Goku, Super Saiyan Sun Goku awakened by Rage. This one is a 1 cost 2 Z energy, and when this card is played at the end of the turn or till the end of the turn, this card gets 5k power and can't be removed by the battle area by skill. So it can just sit there. It doesn't have barrier. It is better than barrier. It can't be removed by skills from the battle area from pretty much anything, which is crazy. Just play this for 1 energy, 2 Z energy, which is pretty easy nowadays, and then from there they are just discarding cards for no apparent reason. And the other auto is that if you have sparking 5 or 15 to pay 2 energy, you lose a card as a green Sun Goku card. When the card is placed in frame of your life into your drop by your looter skill, you add 2 cards from the top of your deck into your life. So basically you are recovering, shout out Digimon, or rejuvenating in this game 2 cards after you use the pop everything, ignoring barrier, and creating 2 life. So you get those 2 into your drop area, and then they come right back using this card with its auto. So as soon as you do it, so that is just crazy. I really like it because now you can play this at any time. You can play 4 of these, so you just, if they have a board and you're like, okay, let me just make sure they discard one on my turn, discard it on their turn, and then pop everything on their turn, and then just not be punished for creating 2 life, basically. So it's a really good boost for the deck. But however, I think it's a little bit of RNG. So that Dresku leader is still a little bit of RNG. It is still a little bit, I kind of don't do anything, so I need a good archetype. And because you're looking at green as an archetype, the new Faded Rivals and a couple other older stuff might push it there, but I don't think it's going to be really good. But I will say that this card alone will make sure that it will get some more attention. Okay, this is a little bit of a fan favorite, not so much that is like amazing, but I think it's really good. I personally do think it's good. It is the Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black Mortals Be Gone. I like any Goku Black card. It's my favorite villain. Can't say anything else from that. But this guy is, you pay 1 if your leader card is a mono blue and you have 3 or more Z energy, not so much of 3 energy in general, or a Zamasu or Goku Black. So I think there's only, yeah, I mean, there's the yellow Zamasu or Goku Black, Z leader and leader. So I guess that makes sense. But any mono blue leader just got a boost. It says, hey, you get to play a 20k double strike. You draw 1 card for the auto, and then you get to bottom deck a 4 or less. And that's really good. Like, I can't say this is a bad card at all. I think this is something that is going to be generically good in any mono blue deck, and as well as Goku Black. Oh, and the old Zamasu that pops energy and draw 2 or bottom deck 1. So that's really cool. Next up is the Ultra Instinct Sun Goku Unthinking Onslaught. Who's coming up with these names? They can't even fit the thing on the thing. This is 3 energy and 3 Z energy, which is pretty much fair for what you get out of this card because it's a deflect, barrier, dual attack. And the auto is that it was in rest mode, of course, just like the other Goku I don't like. You discard 1 card from your hand, and when you use 1 of your red skillless battle cards in a combo, choose up to 1 of your cards and it gains 5k power for the turn. So pretty cool because you get to discard 1, combo, and then with the 1-drop Gohan, you can draw off of this combo You get a bean for the turn, so you can just bean your leader for 5k for the turn if you'd like to. It doesn't have blocker, which is kind of whack because it says at the end of the turn you switch to active mode. So you're gonna have to use something on their turn to draw and get that 5k for the turn. But this is more of an aggressive card, if anything. And the activate battle is that if your leader card is a Wonder of Universe 7, which is perfect again for the U7 Gohan. Shout out to Chris Spencer, where you switch this card to rest mode and then you add one skillless red battle card from your drop area to your hand, and you choose one of their opponent's battle cards or unisons and gains negative 15k power for the turn. This in itself is so good. There are a good amount of Warriors of Universe 7, which is cool, like the old energy U7 Vegeta, but really this is catered towards the U7 Gohan, the red one, and as well as the old one, I suppose, but the red one's probably gonna get more play, if anything, and especially since this is 3 red. But if you have Warriors Universe 7, doesn't really matter, I guess. And the last one is going to be Bulma, which is fighting for Vegeta. When this card's played, is draw 1 and then auto pay 1 blue energy. Leader card is blue Vegeta GT and is your turn. When this card is carded in a combo from your hand, you choose one, which basically says you choose your leader card, the Vegeta GT. You switch up to one of your mono blue energy to active, and it gains 5k power for the battle. So it's a one cost 10k for free, basically, and it's basically another tool where it's the Ultra Instinct IAR and as well as the Beerus Destroys extra card, and it's just another one of those to really boost it. But the biggest thing about this is that the fact that you can choose up to one of your leader cards or cards in general. It can be any of the 6-drop or the 4-drop blocker, and it gains double strike for the battle, which is great because now for the leader you don't have to worry about running Champa or something else in order to get that double strike. You can just play this, and if you ramp into it, it's just another blue energy. So this is really, really good for the deck. Now for the honorable mentions, that's pretty much all my 5. You saw the title, 5 really good or don't sleep on these 5 anniversary box set cards. I don't know what I'm going to title, whatever, you'll see. But the 2 honorable mentions is going to be the Super Saiyan 2 Son Gohan Come What May, which is a weird title or name of a card, but the art is fire. It's a deflect blocker. You yellow chunks future cards, and it costs 1 game barrier, so you don't have to run the new barrier cards, but the old blocker cards now have barrier, which is great. When it's played, it places up to 1 card from your hand to your bottom of your deck, which is good because you need that for certain parts of that archetype. If you do play up to 1 yellow trunks future card, and it costs 1 from your deck or drop, which obviously you can use the same one, and then shuffle your deck if you look through it. And then when this activates a blocker or when it attacks, you get to choose 1 card from the chosen card in the combo, switches the card to active mode, and can't be attacked or can't attack for the turn. So you choose one of the Trunks future cards in your battle area. So it is very, very cool to see some support for this older archetype. I think it's great. Z battle cards increase consistency for these type archetypes and just in general. I think this is one of the ones that is really good for that. And then finally, Piccolo, 3 moves ahead. I love my blue-green cards. I love Gamma. I love all of the Android cards, and this really fits with that because it is a critical blocker, arrival for 2. And then when you play it, you draw 1, and then you choose one of their battle cards, and it can't attack or activate blocker for the turn. And basically, because the auto says you switch to active mode, you get to swing with critical 20k, and then you get to block right after that. Only downside is that it doesn't remove, and it doesn't have barrier. So those 2 things are kind of whack for 2 energy. Those are like the kind of iffy type of things where you have to make that decision. But I like the card, and as long as they don't have direct crazy removal, it's pretty good. Either way, that was it. Let me know what your top 5 are in the comments below, and as well as any honorable mentions if I missed them. But I hope to make more videos based on this, and as well as the upcoming set, which is just released, which is crazy. But let me know in the comments below. Like, dislike, and I'll see you in the next one.